Good morning, Opostars. We'll continue the one-shot thalis, ultra-simplified version without any staples. From cutting to plating, let me start the stopwatch. Mindlessly take 3 cups of vegetables, whatever vegetables you have, or a mix of vegetables, just take 3 cups of that. Okay, that is step 1. Don't even plan for a particular recipe, just take whatever you have with you. This is a cup. 1 cup of baby corn, take your time, there is no need to hurry. The idea is not to make you speed up your cutting, but to plan well and speed up your cooking. Cut it into small bits because this takes a long time to cook. It is also a bit mature, so tough to cut. But no vegetable, tough or easy, can withstand over 5 minutes of pressure baking. They'll all cook beautifully if you just cut them properly. Just do not cut them into big chunks. I think this is only half a cup, so I'll have to cut one more bitter gourd. If you do not have strong fingers, use the back of a spoon or a knife to de-seed them. If they are tender, you don't even need to de-seed them. You can use them as it is. It's easier with a chef knife, but I'm using a normal knife, which most of you do, just to keep the challenge fair. Okay, that is around a cup. So don't plan for any recipe. Don't even think in terms of recipes. Just take 3 vegetables, mindlessly chop them, and then figure out what to do with them. Worst case scenario, you can always pressure bake them, mix in bottle tadka, and serve them as dry curries. Or mix in some idli podi, some peanut podi, some coconut cumin chili paste. The options are infinite. I think each one of you should try this one-shot thali. You will face some teething problems, that's okay. You will face some charring, that's okay too. But keep at it. Make this a part of your daily routine. This will become mindlessly easy. I have absolutely no doubt this is the way thali should be cooked in the future. See, 3 cups of vegetables. Chopping them has taken us just around 4 minutes or so. Now I am just going to make the curry paste. Now again, you need to think not in terms of the traditional onion, tomato, blah 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 masala, but any chutney can become a curry paste. Now I have some mango, some green chilies, some cashew, some raisins. I'm going to blend them all into a chutney. A bit of salt. So that is curry paste number 1. I have no idea what to call this. Just doesn't matter. You don't even need to wash the jar, and start with curry paste number 2, which is some almonds, some peanuts, a garlic. I have not even peeled it, and dry red chilies. Again, just a bit of salt, half a teaspoon or so, some water, and blend it all together. Just don't worry about naming them. So this will be curry paste number 2. It's a bit more watery than I thought it would be. That's okay. You can always place it in a pip. And curry paste number 3 is just coconut, some green chilies, and maybe a bit of tamarind, just for the heck of it. Some salt, a bit of water, a bit of mustard, I don't know, maybe a Bengali version, a bit of cumin. It just doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It just doesn't matter what you add to that. So that is our curry paste number 3. So we have 3 gravies, each good enough to feed 3 to 4 people, almost ready. So let me start layering them. I'm skipping the alambi vadra part right now. I'll do it later. Start with 2 tablespoons of oil. 2 tablespoons of oil is good enough for around 3 to 4 cups of vegetables. You don't need to increase the buffer too much. Place the separators. Now you can add tadka if you like, or skip them, it's up to you. I'm going to add a bit of cumin on one side, a bit of mustard on the other side, and nothing on the third side, and some bitter gourd here, some snake gourd here, some baby corn here. I'm going to take a risk and add this directly over the bitter gourd, hoping that it will solidify and not char. But ideally I would have liked a thicker paste. I'm going to do that with the snake gourd also. This is safe because this is a thick paste. So we have 3 gravies ready. Now the cooking time should be around 5 minutes. And all we need to do is just take it, mix it, dilute it. Each will give us around 3 to 4 portions of gravy. And by the time you clean up and start plating, it should be done. So keep it really simple. Do not think, do not plan, do not think in terms of recipes, do not think about naming them. All you need is 3 vegetables, 3 different chutneys. The chutneys can be whatever we blended right now, any combination of coconut, nuts, mango, carrots, whatever you use for a chutney. Dhania, pudina, whatever you like. Just think in terms of 3 chutneys and 3 vegetables. Mindlessly prepare the chutney, thick chutney, mindlessly chop the vegetable, pressure bake them, mix in whatever you like. Mix in water, mix in cream, mix in yogurt, mix in stock, mix in lentil stock, anything you like. Each of that would give you a different curry. Just call them mixed veg curry or whatever you like. So let me start plating them. and I'm not going to waste this. I'm going to wash up everything. That will make quite a few of you happy. And I'm going to just mix this in with the curries. I'm hoping that the watery paste should solidify on cooking before it could seep through. Anyway, we'll know for sure right now. In case you worry about that, use a pip or use a thicker paste. But as long as you keep the cooking time to around 5 minutes also, you don't need to worry too much about charring. Do not worry about charring. It's perfectly okay. You will face it the first few times till you understand what is happening. You will get the hang of it and it will just disappear like a miracle. Exactly like what Trump said COVID would do. So I have nothing much to do for the next couple of minutes. If you have any doubts, questions about on-shot thali, please type them, I'll answer them. This is just an extension of lesson 2. We are replacing the water buffer with oil. We are adding whole spices and we are pressure baking multiple vegetables instead of one vegetable. That's about it. And we are adding a layer of curry paste on top. So it is just a small extension of lesson 2. Guaranteed to give you absolutely new lip-smacking gravies every single time. This is infinitely variable. Every day you can cook up a feast, you can cook up a variety you have never cooked before. I want this to make this a permanent feature in all your homes. There is some leakage from the sides. I think the paste has seeped to the bottom and probably is burning. Let me give it a minute or so more. I hope the pressure builds up and we get the whistles before serious burning happens. Okay, thank God. That's one. I let it go for one more whistle. Perfect. Not even 5 minutes. Yeah, exactly 5 minutes. Release the pressure. So I don't expect to see much of charring. The reason I didn't use PAP was I was lazy and didn't want to have an extra 3 vessels to clean. There you go. See? The paste has solidified. Thankfully, it has not seeped to the bottom. Remove everything. This is not charring. Look at it. Rupa Raghav, I hope you are watching. This is not charring. This is brownish. Food is not stuck to the bottom. This is perfectly safe. This is in fact desirable for that bit of a roast flavor. So we were having a big argument in the mod group about how people seriously burn their pots and call it charring or caramelized. There's a big difference between charring and burning. So if food is stuck to the bottom, if it's black, if you have a layer of something deposited on the base of the pot, then it is not charring, it is burning. But here you can see that food is not stuck to the bottom. Okay? You need a mildly roasted effect. So we have, I'll use this water first, convert this into a snake gourd, whatever you might call it, gravy. This will thicken on cooling. And this is perfectly good enough for 2. That is 1. This is a thick semi-gravy, bitter gourd, and I even forgot what I put into this. This is a baby corn semi-gravy. You can mix some liquid into it if you want to make it into a gravy. Or milk or yogurt or whatever you like. Some kind of a liquid to dilute it. Now look at that. What do you call them? I have absolutely no idea. But 3 gravies, all different, all unlike anything you have ever cooked before, done from scratch in less than 16 minutes. Not too bad, no? Do try this out. Keep it really simple. 3 vegetables, 3 chutneys equal to 1 thali. That's it. Try this out and please post your validations.